What's up, Blockheads? You guys know, after I unbox a new helmet and do a first look on it, we do a first ride and first impressions video on it. That's what this video is going to be, on the Shoei RF-SR. Alright, so I'm going with a new camera mount, this time for the bars, so I can actually use my bike instead of Miss Blockhead's bike. Last time around, doing the first ride with the Senna Momentum INC, I had to use Miss Block's bike because the little camera mount thing here wouldn't fit on my bars for the Lowrider S. But I found this GoPro clamp, and hopefully it works out. There does seem to be some vibration whenever I'm on the bike, so we'll see how well the image stabilization works on the GoPro Hero 6. So yeah, this is the first time I've had this helmet on and ridden with it, so I'm going to give you guys my first thoughts and impressions about the helmet. Whew, it's hot though, man. Not the helmet, just, you know, Florida in general. Okay, so I guess, well, two things. Number one, like I said, this is going to be a first thoughts and impressions, you know, wearing this helmet. And the second thing is, this is actually my first time riding with this setup, and I'm trying out a new, like, motovlog audio setup. So hopefully the sound is good and you guys can hear me clearly. So anyways, first thoughts and impressions on the Shoei RF-SR. Whenever you first put the helmet on, in terms of fitment, it feels real nice. It feels like a Shoei. I guess to give some backstory in terms of helmets that I've had, I started out originally with a HJC IS Max 2, which was a modular helmet. From there, I got a Bell Qualifier DLX with MIPS, and then I ended up having a Shoei RF-1200, which is very similar to this helmet, and I'll be using that helmet to compare it to. After that, I had a Simpson Ghost Bandit, and then a Senna Momentum INC. So I've had a good amount of helmets, and I've gone back to Shoei, so that should tell you guys something right off the bat. So I will be using some of those helmets to kind of compare this one to. But yeah, out of all of those, my previous Shoei RF-1200 was definitely my favorite. So first and foremost, talking about fitment of the helmet. The fitment on this thing is awesome. I think the head shape is intermediate oval, which is pretty much the helmets that fit me is intermediate oval. It fits awesome. I mean, it's not really loose at all. It's not like squeezing my temples or squeezing my ears or anything. I'm an extra large, so I'm thinking it fits true to size. It's not quite as tight as my Senna Momentum, which is an XL also, but the Senna Momentum is kind of a special breed of helmet. It has all the Senna technology integrated, versus this one you actually have to, you know, hook up a Senna to it. Like right there. So yeah, in terms of fitment, it fits great. I freaking just absolutely love the way Shoei helmets fit. They don't squeeze like your temple area or your ears in order to get the helmet to like set and like hold on to you. The way that the padding is on the inside is it kind of pushes up on your jawline. So like here, pushes up on your jawline and then around the like the base of your head. So it feels really nice because it's like there's no real pressure or anything like that. Obviously, depending on what size you get. I will say with the extra large, it does feel like there's a little tiny bit of movement, so it might run a little tiny bit big. You could probably get like larger padding for that to kind of squeeze in more, but as of right now, I mean it still feels pretty good. I might look into some thicker padding to kind of tighten it up a little bit. In terms of riding with it, especially on a Harley, because Harleys are loud, the quietness of the helmet whenever the visor is closed is really damn nice. It's not like crazy loud. You know, I'm going to get up to speed here in just a second on this next road just to kind of test it at higher speeds, but as of right now, like, I mean, it feels like my previous Shoei. You know, like I said, I had an RF-1200, and basically RF-1200 is almost like the equivalent to this one, which is the RF-SR, except that the RF-1200 is more tailored for riding a sport bike. So, you know, when you're riding a sport bike, you've got rear sets, you know, so your feet are back here, and you're more leaning like this, right? So whenever you're leaning like this, what happens is the top of your helmet, that brow, dips down, right? So your head has to be more like at that angle. But when you're sitting on like a Harley, or a dirt bike, or freaking a Grom, two bikes I have, Harley and a Grom. If you're not sitting on a sport bike, if you're not in that position, you're sitting upright. So the RF-SR is more made for upright riding. And I can tell you right off the bat, based on where the viewport is that is totally spot on. With the Shoei RF-1200, I always caught myself having to look like way down like right there to see the instrumentation, indicators, speed, RPMs. But with this one, so if I'm cruising, this is how I'm cruising looking forward, I can look down and I can see my speedometer through this viewport. So it's more like shifted down here versus on the RF-1200, it's more up. So that when you're down, you don't have to look, you know, you're not getting the brow in your way. Now I bought that helmet whenever I had a CBR 1000 RR, so that was the application for that. I ended up trading that bike in, got rid of it, and I no longer have a sport bike. All right, so I'm cruising to 60 right now, and guys, there is no wind noise in this helmet at all. Like, at all. It's seriously amazing. Obviously right there, cracked open. You've got wind noise, but it's also letting in a ton of wind. Using the vents with gloves on, real big vent areas, right? So real big spots right here, you can feel them protruding out. That's the first time I've opened and closed a vent on this helmet. So yeah, you basically just feel the part with the gloves on, that sticks up, that's closed, that's open. Same with the side, closed, open. There's a chin vent as well, which is just absolutely massive, but I have that closed because I don't want the wind noise to be hitting the microphone. I don't want you guys getting all that, you know, wind noise. Is that, yeah, I guess that's, I don't want you guys getting wind noise. I'm trying to like say it some other way, but that's the way to say it, right? Not a lot of wind noise, very quiet, fits great. The visor, absolutely love the visor. This was one of my critiques on my last helmet ride for the Senna Momentum, is that the visor didn't have a couple features, and that was that it didn't have positions which it locked into, you know? And this helmet, it does have those positions. I think it has, I want to say 6. So basically you've got closed, one spot open, just like city mode, next, another, right? So all the way open, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and closed. Yeah, so you've got plenty of like spots at which it locks into place that you can, you know, if I wanted some airflow, boom, put it right there. It does have this breath deflector at the top, so it doesn't fog up your visor. And it also has a chin guard, which both are incredibly easy to install. Also, speaking about the visor, they do have tons of different options. I'm rocking a iridium gold one right now because black and gold, baby. Got that black and gold blockhead on either side. Already set this one up. I think they've got like just a chrome version as well if you want to rock chrome. I say rock, I'm rocking, I'm wearing. The helmet is currently outfitted with the gold iridium visor. The thing that I really love about the visors from Shoei is that if you have a clear one, if you have an iridium one, they all come pin lock ready, right? So that's like this little piece right here. I showed you guys in a pin lock video previously, which you guys can go watch. I will link it down in the description below. Pin lock basically is an awesome way of keeping the visor from fogging up. I mean, you can be in Florida heat just after a storm, and it's nice and humid and you're breathing and the visor will not fog up. Or if it's colder out, also, visor will not fog up. I'm a huge advocate for pin lock. I absolutely love it. And cool thing, I actually got a message from the company Pin Lock. I thought it was just like a feature, you know? Like, oh yeah, it's pin lock capable. But yeah, Pin Lock is the name of a company, so they hit me up and they thanked me for the awesome review and the install, and yeah, no problem, guys. I really love the product, man. It's a freaking genius idea, keeping me fog free. Be funny if they like were discovered in like 93 or 2003 or something. Fog free since 93. You guys can have that. That's a free little slogan. So it does have the option for pin lock, which I absolutely love. It's pretty much a requirement in any of my helmets. The visor is really super easy to get on and off, as I demonstrated in my first look video. Getting the visor on and off, you can do it one-handed. It snaps on, it snaps off. It's awesome. Easily interchangeable. And with the selection of visors you have, you can get whatever look you want. I gotta go grab some mail real quick, so I will be right back. We're back. Fasten seatbelts, guys. So yeah, if you guys look online, overall ratings, reviews about the helmet, it actually scores very high marks. I think on Revzilla it was like a 4.9 out of 5 stars, which is awesome. So the Shoei is handcrafted, has various shell sizes, so they don't just basically make one shell size and make the interior different sizes to fit your head, so you don't get that that bobblehead effect, you know. I will say a couple of things that that I don't like about the helmet, you know, just to include some cons. The D-rings button, so whenever you put the strap through the D-rings, pull it tight to button it up right here, it is way up here, man, like way up there. Birds, what the hell? And it's really difficult to button that thing, even without gloves on, you know, because I can't operate a D-ring system with gloves on. It's kind of a pain, unfortunately. So in terms of airflow while you're moving, it's got, you know, the two big vents right here, pretty good size. So if I stick my head down, I mean, I can definitely feel that there's airflow in the helmet. So in comparison, like the last helmet that I was wearing, that I did a review on, like I said, was the Senna Momentum INC. That helmet, crazy quiet, quieter than this helmet, but it didn't have airflow. So is that the trade-off, you know? You got like lots of airflow, but it's not as quiet, but then if it's more quiet, you have less airflow. Kind of that balance. I had been wearing the Senna Momentum INC for a while. I will continue to wear it, you know, alternate between this one and that one. But in terms of communication with that integrated technology, that one is awesome. But with this one, like I said, if you want a Senna, you want that Bluetooth communication system, you have to hook it up externally. Now this helmet does have spots for the little speakers in the side. So on the interior, there's these little cutouts, there's these little dips at which the Senna speakers are supposed to fit in there, but they don't fit in there so well. You actually have to add like a little spacer and then put that spacer on top. So I'm gonna turn this on.
Hello, phone connected.
Yeah, like I can hear that totally fine. So I mean, I'm not gonna make a phone call or talk to anybody right now to test that out. I mean, you guys will see that in future videos and future vlogs and stuff like that. But in terms of being able to hear just that, I can hear it just fine, which means that I will be able to hear, you know, whoever I'm riding with just fine. So the speakers, they're not too far out or away from my ears that I can't hear them. You know, they're far and they're close enough that they should be usable.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I can hear it totally clear. Should be good. But if I want to space them a little closer to my ears, Senna does provide you with those spacers that you can, you know, make them closer to your ears if need be. So we've talked about airflow, talked about viewport being down more, so you're riding upright. Oh man, it is such a difference, especially coming from the Senna Momentum. You know, I mean, I can see the instrumentation way better. Fitment feels good, maybe could be a little tighter. Overall though, I mean, I'll probably be able to tell you guys more in the future, but like just sliding the helmet on for the first time, it's a huge difference between like the last helmet that I wore. And I've definitely missed wearing a Shoei since I had to retire my RF-1200. If you guys don't know, which I imagine many of you out there do know, I had to retire my RF-1200 because I was in a wreck, 100% fault of my own. I was in Jacksonville with Photogrammer, Dank Wheelies, E-Garage, Mike Braps, and them guys for Grom Day 6.0, and we were racing the Groms on a go-kart track, and I ended up high-siding. I'll drop a clip of it for you guys right here. So yeah, whenever I came down, as you can see in the video, my face hit first. Not pleasant. Scraped up this entire side of the visor. I actually sent the helmet in to Shoei. So they offer this service where they will inspect your helmet for free. So I sent the helmet in to Shoei for an inspection. What they do is you send it in, say what happened, tell them the impact area or whatever. They'll inspect the helmet, and then they'll send it back to you with a letter basically saying like, yo, the helmet's fine, you can continue wearing it, or hey, the helmet is not fine, we do not recommend wearing it. We cannot guarantee the safety of this helmet after what has happened, blah, blah, blah. Well, I got the letter back that said that they didn't recommend wearing it anymore. All good and well, I'd rather, you know, my safety come first, and ended up having the Simpson Ghost Bandit after that. I need to do a video on that one as well, so I will here soon. In terms of all the helmets that I've worn, like I said, I like the Shoei the best by far. You know, my RF-1200 was an absolutely awesome helmet just because of the fitment alone. So a couple key factors into why I enjoyed that helmet was the fitment, the quietness of it, and the fact that it had nice airflow. So it was a nice balance. It's not crazy heavy. It's actually a very lightweight helmet. Granted, I do add a little bit of weight to them because, you know, I put a GoPro on it, I put a Senna on it, so they do get a little bit weighty after I add my moto vlogging equipment and communication equipment. But overall thoughts of that helmet were awesome, but that was more of like my long-term review, which I probably should do a review of that one as well. Long-term. For this one, I can tell you right off the bat that it feels pretty much just like that one in terms of like how it fits on my head. The quietness of the helmet while riding, pretty much the same, maybe a little bit louder, but I feel that the RF-1200 was a little bit tighter maybe, so maybe the shape is like a little tiny bit different. Like I said, I'm gonna look into some padding, see if I can maybe get some thicker or larger padding. I don't know, we'll see. Overall thoughts though, like seriously, the only thing I have to nitpick about is the button right here for the strap. It's kind of hard to get to because it's really close to the neck roll. And what was the other thing? Wasn't there another thing? I don't know, maybe the finish of it. And that is just super preference, man. You know, like, I like black helmets, but the Shoei RF-1200 was like a metallic black, so it had some metallic flake in it, which was awesome. But like I said, that is being super nitpicky. Oh, so you guys see how I just turned and looked just to make sure? The peripheral vision on this thing is great. The visor, it goes back far enough that you can, you know, see using your peripherals when you turn and look. You know, it's not blocking your peripheral vision to where you can't see cars and stuff if you look. Like, I mean, I can pretty much see a good ways behind me, so good mark of a helmet. Anyways, I don't think I've missed anything, you know, in this first ride, first review of it. But if I did, and think of it, I'll post it up in the comments below. I hope you guys have enjoyed the review video though. If you have any questions on it, be sure to post them up in the comments down below, and I'll answer to the best of my knowledge. Overall thoughts, I would definitely recommend this helmet after riding with it this first time. Long term, I know Shoei's are quality helmets. They have a 5-year warranty. It is Snell rated, and yeah, they're generally considered top of the line helmets, so would definitely recommend it, especially based on my last experience with that, like I said, the Shoei RF-1200. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you have any questions, post them up in the comments down below. Hopefully the audio on this one was better. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you guys aren't subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon as well so it sends you notifications of future uploads and activity. Until next time, you guys ride safe out there, stay vigilant. I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.